time for us now to turn our attention to the business news. Brian Quinn is with me in studio. Brian, I believe we're going to start with the passing of a major business icon, a man really who changed all of our homes.
That's right, we're talking about Ingvar Kamprad, the Ikea founder, died peacefully at his home in Sweden on Saturday at the age of 91. When he was just a teenager, he launched the company that would become one of the world's most famous brands. Ikea in a statement calling him, quote, one of the greatest entrepreneurs of the 20th century. Udaba Abbas reports.
Few entrepreneurs can boast of revolutionizing the way people design their homes. For Ikea's founder Ingvar Kamprad, it was functional flat-pack furniture that brought global success. He started the company in 1943 when he was just 17 years old. The name came from his initials IK, the E from Untitled, the family farm where he grew up, and an A for Agunarid, his home village. In 1956, Kamprad watched an employee taking the legs off a table to fit into a customer's car. He realized an idea could be developed to save money on transport, storage and sell space. The result, the pioneering of a concept of a budget-friendly line of furniture that was accessible to all. Customers across the globe bought into the Ikea lifestyle, a winning formula of convenient self-assembly components with picture-based instructions, recognized today as one of the world's best-known furniture brands. The business has since grown to around 400 stores worldwide, turning Kamprad into a billionaire. Forbes magazine listed him as the world's fourth richest man. But the wealth did not impact his own lifestyle. Kamprad prided himself on being frugal. He drove an old car and encouraged staff to write on both sides of a sheet of paper to avoid waste. Controversy had dogged him for his past involvement with Nazi groups between 1945 and 1948, which emerged in the Swedish press. He described it as the biggest mistake of his life. In recent years, Kamprad had stepped away from the day-to-day running of the empire he created, though he remained an advisor. It's estimated around 1 billion people visited multinational Ikea stores in the last year alone.
Okay, let's turn our attention now to Japan and the fallout from one of the largest cryptocurrency thefts ever.
That's right. On Friday, Tokyo-based CoinCheck announced it had lost the equivalent of around 430 million euros worth of NEM coins to hackers. The cryptocurrency exchange operator suspended all trading and promised Sunday that it would reimburse customers for nearly 90% of the losses with internal funds. NEM is the world's 10th largest cryptocurrency by market value. It lost over 10% of that value following news of the hack. The theft underscores the vulnerability of digital currencies as they continue to boom. Japanese regulators said Monday they're taking action. Here's Japan's Chief Cabinet Secretary.
The Financial Services Agency will issue a business improvement order to CoinCheck, including measures to protect its customers. I expect the A will supervise the company to take necessary actions based on the regulations and contracts.
So it's bad news for Asia's crypto markets, but how are the stock markets looking today?
Well, equities index is trading mixed across Asia on Monday after a strong open following new record highs on Wall Street Friday. Tokyo's Nikkei just under flatline despite gains in the automotive sector. Korea's Kospi up around 0.9% on rising tech shares. Shanghai Composite down 1.33%. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index down 0.2%. Let's take a look at some more of today's top business headlines. Round 6 of talks between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico over the North American Free Trade Agreement are expected to wrap Monday. Still little sign of agreement on the $1.2 trillion trade pact Donald Trump promised to renegotiate in the U.S.'s favor. Only one round of planned talks remains, but negotiators have pushed to extend the 2018 deadline to prevent the deal's collapse. Germany's largest industrial workers' union says its members will strike this week. IG Metall says workers in about 250 companies will go on 24-hour strikes starting Wednesday. Negotiations broke down Saturday when employers refused a union demand to let workers choose a 28-hour work week for up to 2 years, followed by a return to their normal hours. And Facebook says it will publish its privacy principles for the first time, along with educational videos to help users control access to their personal information. The move comes as Facebook prepares for the rollout of new EU laws that mark the biggest overhaul of personal digital privacy rules since the dawn of the Internet.
That sounds like something I might be in favour of, Brian. Finally, for business, as if Dieselgate wasn't bad enough for Volkswagen, a new controversy has emerged over a different sort of emissions testing.
That's right. The German automaker has issued an apology for an experiment that exposed monkeys to toxic diesel fumes. The New York Times reported Friday that a research group set up by VW, Daimler, and BMW had commissioned the 2014 study to defend the use of diesel following revelations that its exhaust could cause cancer. The monkeys were reportedly confined in airtight chambers and forced to breathe the exhaust from a Volkswagen Beetle. Ironically, that Beetle, one of the models implicated in the Dieselgate emissions test cheating scandal. All three automakers have sought to distance themselves from the testing. VW said it was animal cruelty and that animal testing is against its ethical standards. Eve, if they wanted to know the effect of sucking on a diesel tailpipe, they could just ask any of us in Paris walking around on the street all day.
It sounds like a pretty horrific story, I have to say there. And the fallout from that will no doubt continue for some time. Brian Quinn, thanks a lot for that business update.